Good evening, everybody. This is Charmaine Miller, founder and CEO of Proactive Skill Developers, where we help educators work harder on themselves than they do on their jobs. Just consider me your running partner on this journey of continual learning and personal growth. Now, I know you all have heard before of teachers dealing with bullies. Huh? You all know how this goes, right? We always have to be dealing with children in the classroom who are creating havoc, with others and intimidating their other students. And sometimes it's in the classroom, sometimes it's in the school community. But you know what? Sometimes we even have teachers being bullies. Ooh, not just the students. And sometimes it even goes higher and you have administrators being bullies. Whoa. So now we wonder why there's an issue with persons who are bullying within the classroom. Hey, glad to have you on now. Awesome. Well, today I wanted to share with you about this whole idea of, hey, and bye. So happy to have you watching me this evening. Now, yes, we have bullies in the classroom. Yes, we have bullies in the school community. But what do we do when the teacher is the bully? That's a serious issue. And so today I want to share with you, to help counteract the bullying, 3 nuggets on how teachers can show compassion. Because to me, someone who is negative and who is intimidating and always trying to control others needs to know how to show a little compassion, a little sensitivity and understanding. But before I share with you these 3 nuggets, let me share with you an incident that really prompted me to share this particular session with you. And it just happened yesterday. I was trying to actually get online to do this live for you yesterday and had a lot of technical issues because of one word that I had put in my caption, and that was the word bully. So I'm sure Facebook flagged it and they were like thinking I was going to give something offensive. But I want to share with you what happened with my daughter, Amara. She's 9. Amara was in class, and of course, we're all doing this virtual thing now because of the pandemic. I was, of course, in another room working in the office, and she just all of a sudden blurted out, Mommy, I need your help. And she sounded real frantic. So I'm thinking maybe she's in the middle of a test and perhaps she may have lost connection. So I rushed to her aid, and she's sitting there real frozen, and she's pointing and pointing and pointing like this. And I'm like, what, Amara, what's the problem? I look on the screen and she's live, so that's not it. And she would barely move. She wouldn't say it. And I know she's muted, so why couldn't she talk? Then I looked at the screen and I said, oh, she's in her Spanish class. Now that's a telling thing right there, because the Spanish class, every time it's time for Spanish, she gets really, really nervous, anxious, fearful even. So here was I trying to figure out what's going on. Well, she said to me, Mommy, I have to figure this out and I don't know what she's saying. I said, well, just say to the teacher that you don't understand. But and all of a sudden, while I'm telling Amara to speak to her, the teacher blurts out, Amara, what is wrong? Submit the thing. Submit it now. So I said, unmute yourself, Amara, and just quietly let her know what the issue. So Amara unmutes it, and she says, I'm not going to call the name. She says, Senora, whatever. I can't understand what the lady is saying. Now let me explain. These are automated little icons on the screen. She has to click the icon and she will hear the Spanish lady speak. Now, I don't know if you all have heard these animated things. They speak very quickly and they are native speakers, so their Spanish goes real fast, right? So she's used to the teacher when she speaks at a moderate tempo so she can hear the words. Now, Mara knew her words, but she couldn't. So I said, okay, she wants you to submit it. See what you can do. She played it again. Amara, she's shouting out on him. Huh? I said, Amara, you know what? Just go ahead and submit it. So she submits it. As soon as she submitted the work, guess what the teacher did? She took Amara's work, which was incomplete because she only did 2 because she couldn't understand what they were saying, and she put it on screen share for the entire class to see her grade. Oh my God. By this time, my daughter was... And when she saw her name up on the screen with her low grade, she blurted out. And she quickly turned off her camera and she started bellowing out. She was in tears. Let me tell you something. I felt that in my chest because I was thinking, what teacher does that? Why would you embarrass a child who wasn't rude to you, who wasn't indignant in any way, who simply just couldn't understand because the automated program that you gave was too fast? She knew her vocabulary, but we couldn't understand what the lady was saying. I even asked my son, who's actually done several college level Spanish classes, I said, listen to this for me. He listened. Mommy, I can't understand it. She's too fast. Can you slow it down? I said, that's the same thing Amara wants. I said, and you are a sophomore in college, and we're giving this to a 9-year-old and wanting her to understand. I did not get involved. I spoke to several persons about this, and they said, why didn't you jump on the screen and tell the teacher to stop? And I said, no, because if had I done that, I would have disempowered the teacher in front of a whole class. And to me, that's not my thing. I have to be an example. And I felt it. Let me tell you, all in my throat. I was choked up. I felt what my daughter was feeling, the crying. I wanted to cry too because I felt her pain. She only wanted the teacher to show some compassion, to show her understanding, to help her to figure out. And she just no. I said, submit it now. Submit it now. I told you about this. I went over this and you da. And so Mara said, she's going too fast. No. And she cut her off. So I said, Amara, turn on the screen because I need her to see how distraught you are. Needless to say, a letter went to the principal and we copied the teacher and everything on it to let them know how displeased. I backed myself away from it and I allowed my husband to address it because me being a teacher trainer, I always want to make sure that people see that it's not just me who disagrees. And I thought about that situation. I said, you know what? And here's what my husband wrote in the letter. He said, this is unacceptable. One of the things he said, this is a prime example of teacher bullying. And when we don't know what students are going through, we don't know how they're feeling, and we are, without reasoning the situation, jumping on them and being insensitive. Now, needless to say, you know, we have some rude children sometimes. We have some kids who really, really push your buttons, eh? My daughter is not that kind. And I'm not saying that because it's my daughter. See, her aunt is on here right now. Her aunt is not here. But trust me, she was ready to come on an airplane and come all the way over here to deal with the teacher. And I said, no, we got it. She said, okay, you better fix it. But she can tell you, Amara's temperament is mild. She's very, very compliant. And all of her teachers are lovable. So why would a teacher respond with such hostility? Well, you know, when someone has only a hammer as a tool, everything around you looks like a what? A nail. And what do you do with nails? Boom, 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 boom. That's all you know. Because the only tool you have in your arsenal is a hammer. I want to help empower us teachers to have more than just hostility and aggression. We should be better off than that. We need to not be bullies because we are teaching our students how they're supposed to respond, hey? We are teaching. My sister said she was going to walk on water. Yeah, walk on water and with some ice too because she's up in the snow just to deal with that matter. And I said, you know what? There's a diplomatic way to deal with it. Let's try that approach first. But here's the thing. This was the second time this has happened with the same educator. So much so that we have had to employ ourselves, her parents, a tutor for Spanish. Not because she's not doing well in Spanish, just to let her know that there are teachers in this subject area who will make it fun. We didn't want her to develop a dislike for Spanish. All right, so we call another Senora Smith. I was hoping she could have been on this so I could have given her some kudos. But Senora Smith, when Amara is in her session, she is alive. In fact, my older daughter said to me, she said, Mommy, who is that teacher who tutors her? Because every time I'm watching Amara in class, she's smiling ear to ear. That's how it should be. So I want to share with you then. I want to help give you more tools than just a hammer. All right? Because, you know, people with hammers, they hurt people. And one thing I know with hurting people, when they are hurting, they always hurt other people. And don't think that you're off slack if you're an administrator listening to this. You all are guilty too. I know of quite a few principals who have been bullying because they don't have the tools in their arsenal to be better leaders. We should never resort to bullying. So I want to give you 3 things. In fact, these 3 points I want to give you real quick because I got to rush out. But I want to give you these 3. These actually came from an article I wrote 4 years ago in response to my son being bullied. And he was being bullied in high school, in 10th grade, by his history teacher. and it was not good. And unlike this situation, the school then did not do anything about it. The principal did not even apologize, whereas this principal did. But anyway, the article I wrote was called 10 Commandments 10 Commandments of Compassionate Teachers. So there are 3 things I want to share with you real quick. And for those who want to get the rest, because I'm only going to share 3 today, you can always go to charmainmiller.com and check out that article to see the full 10 commandments. I'm going to give you 3. And the first one I want to share with you is the first: no matter what, keep your cool. Stay cool. Just stay cool. You know, they have these little memes and stuff that go around and say, stay cool, you know, keep calm and just whatever. I want you to keep calm and just stay cool. Now that's easier said than done, right? Especially if you're stressed out. So here's what I want to say to you teachers. If you have a lot on your plate and you find that, you know, you're stressed out and so you snap, listen, sometimes that becomes the norm. That becomes the way you always respond, your modus operandi. If that's your MO, then maybe you might need to relinquish some responsibilities. Perhaps you may want to say to your principal, listen, I'm feeling myself real tethered right now, and I'm just snapping at the student. Be honest with yourself. You know, you realize that the stress is not doing you well. Maybe you might even need to take a sabbatical. Relinquish responsibilities, perhaps. But if that doesn't work, you might need to take a sabbatical. Step down, step away from the classroom. If you find that you're always critical, always lashing out the students, bullying the students, take a sabbatical. And you know what? Another thing in terms of helping you keep your cool, get a good regimen of exercise and good nutrition. Sometimes we are snappy because we eat the wrong things. If you are on a high calorie diet that has a lot of fats and sugars and stuff, all of a sudden your level of energy peaks and then it drops real fast because you're drinking sodas and all. Listen, you got to get better nutrition. We should be eating more plant-based anyway. All right? So get better nutrition, exercise, take a sabbatical, relinquish responsibilities. And you know, here's another thing to help you stay cool. Maybe you might just need some therapy. Yeah, talk to somebody. See, we just had a child just take his life yesterday. And I have a cousin who was in that class. and they gave the parameters about what happened prior to the child taking his life. But I won't go into that. I'll leave that alone. And that's the reason why I really had to come on with this after hearing what transpired. But let me tell you something. Sometimes we need someone to talk to. What we go through as teachers ain't for the faint of heart. We have some serious stress. Anybody on this live agrees with me? We got serious stress. It ain't easy. Even though I'm teaching university level students at the College of the University of the Bahamas, trust me, the stress. You know what it is to be teaching a class and in the middle of class, one of my students got to run because she's having her baby in my class. It's a different level of stress. All right. So stay cool. That's the first thing. Now, the second thing I want to share with you is smile. In fact, you who are on here right now, try it. Doesn't that make you feel better? Listen, it's something about a smile that energizes you, that gets the endorphins running. Because when you smile, then you want to do something else, and then you do something else that's pleasant. But also, it works for the person who's around you. They see you smile, they want to smile too. I bet you when I smiled just now, some of you all just couldn't help but smile. Yeah? Let me try it again. All right now. So smile every now and then. You know, I was talking to my children a few years ago when they were in high school. And here's what my adult children now said at that time. They said, Mommy, we got some teachers. If they smile, I think their face will crack. We had a big laugh about it. But that's an indictment on them, eh? That's simply saying that all they know is that they're always stoic, always serious. Now, mind you, there's a time for that, especially at the beginning, yeah? So, but the thing is, smile. A smile could disarm sometimes the worst student in your class. And for you administrators listening in, sometimes a smile could disarm even the teacher who's being combative with you. Smile. What Kirk Franklin said, even though it hurts the ass, smile. You know, I know God is with me. Oh, come on, smile. Just smile. You'll feel better when you smile too. And all of this helps you with showing compassion. Because when they see that you can smile, you are approachable. You are more relatable. And it helps them to feel as if you understand their pain. Like, I feel you. Yeah, that's how it is. So smile. And the third thing I wanted to share with you is celebrate with your students. Celebrate with them, man. Sometimes they come with things and they're so excited. You might not think it's a big deal, but they're excited. Oh, I heard my daughter this morning sharing some things, and she was sharing something she did at home where she put something up. I mean, it was really minor, but oh my God, her teacher made such a big deal about it. Oh, very good, Amara. She was playing a game and she came third. Okay, I mean, third was not a big deal, but she made a big, oh, very good, Amara, because the first time she came eighth. Celebrate with them. Let me tell you something. You know what it is to have a child win a national competition and your teacher and your school don't celebrate? I had that happen to my son. He was at a school where he won the national competition, a national writing competition over all the schools who entered, and there were hundreds of entrants. Would you believe they did not celebrate him? They did not recognize his win? Now something's wrong with that, hey? Very, very wrong. All right? So celebrate your students and celebrate with them. Show them that you have compassion enough to see the joys that they have mean something to you too. All right? Celebrate their accomplishments, and that also develop your teacher-student relationship. All right? So if you want to go ahead and hear the rest of those commandments, my sister's already posted charmainmiller.com. You can go there and you can actually see the article, The 10 Commandments of Compassionate Teachers. And if you want to connect with us and continue to hear us, I'm always in your inbox every week sharing little nuggets and free resources. In fact, I have another one that I'll be sharing next week with those who are a part of my audience. Well, go ahead and go to charmainmiller.com/poetry to paragraph. When you do, we're going to ask you for your email address, and that will just give you an opportunity to access a free guide that I put together full of templates that I created myself, original things that you can use with your students or perhaps with your children at home to get them writing, and not just writing, but excited, motivated to write. When you see the templates, you'll see why I'm saying that. All right. So I'm so happy you joined with me to hear about these 3 things about how we can be compassionate, more compassionate, not bullies, but compassionate educators. So remember, smile. All right. Keep you cool now. Keep you cool, smile. And thirdly, we want to make sure you celebrate your students. Okay. Celebrate. All right. All the time. Well, that's all for this evening. Until next time, I want you to keep learning and growing, because you know, what we learn becomes a part of who we are. And like Einstein said, once we stop learning, we start dying. So never stop learning, because as you know, life never stops teaching. Until next time, this is Dr. Miller saying, have a good day.